Hi, you're watching SportsX. My name is Vineet Malhotra. In a big message to MS Dhoni, the National Selection Committee chief MSK Prasad said that the selectors had now moved beyond Mahendra Singh Dhoni and have now started backing Rishabh Pant. Prasad assured that the board completely backed Rishabh Pant despite his recent performance, which was lackluster. MSK Prasad also said that Dhoni himself understood the panel's stand when it comes to promoting youngsters. In fact, this is not something that has transpired very recently. It is an ongoing process. A lot of pressure has been mounted on MS Dhoni to in fact throw in the towel, hang up his gloves. My colleague Aishwarya joins me on the phone line. Aishwarya, Rishabh Pant and MSD can be seen in that particular picture we just flashed, you know, showing some kind of a born homie, but it's clearly visible. It's writing on the wall, and Dhoni has to pick up hints. He will have to retire pretty soon, or the selectors will have to exclude him from especially the T20 formats as well, because they want Rishabh Pant to in fact be groomed, not under, in fact the shadow of MSD.
Well, that's right. Time and again, we have seen that just before the selection of any of the tours, remember MSK Prasad has been questioned by the media personals that whether, MS Dhoni, that what is actually MS Dhoni's future, whether they are keeping MS Dhoni's, MS Dhoni as the choice for the upcoming T20 World Cup for Australia, or whether they are seeing Rishabh Pant as the main wicket keeper. Today, breaking the silence, MSK Prasad clearly said that post the World Cup, he has been very clear on MS Dhoni, and after this particular tournament, he has decided that we will start backing Rishabh Pant. MS Dhoni also knows about what his role is, and they will still back him and see that his progress is going well or not. They have also said that yes, they are also looking at certain options at the in the Indian team, but clearly, when there were reports which are emerging, that MS Dhoni has started training for the Jharkhand under 23 team, and the doors of the Indian dressing room seem to have slammed, shut even harder for MS Dhoni on the day, MSK Prasad, National Selection Committee chairperson, has now broken the silence. He clearly said that he has communicated to the new BCCI president, Saurav Ganguly, and in the presence of current Indian captain Virat Kohli and vice captain Rohit Sharma, that they were now looking beyond Dhoni while building the team for the next T20 and 50 over World Cups. Post the meeting, he has also clearly said that the views of his panel is not so uncertain in terms of fun. Remember, in the World Cup also we have seen several times.
Okay, Aishwarya, in fact, that's a very valid point that you have made, that they are looking beyond Dhoni. But is MS Dhoni looking beyond cricket as of yet? We don't know that. We will find out. But let's listen into what MSK Prasad had to say.
I made it very clear that we're moving on and we are giving opportunities for the youngsters and see that they establish themselves in the side. With Rishabh Pant doing so well, and even Sanju Samson coming into the side, I'm sure you must be understanding our thought process.
Okay, the writing is on the wall and the message has been made crystal clear. Harpal Singh Bedi, journalist with me in the studio, also joined by Ratindra Singh Sodhi, former India cricketer. Mr. Bedi, let me begin by asking you, MSK Prasad clearly saying, mixing no words, that we are looking beyond Dhoni. What should Dhoni do now?
Dhoni
should he retire? Should he retire now?
No, it is up to him.
Gracefully?
No, it is up to him to decide. We
are 38 he's 38 years old.
No, remember, leave it to him whether he wants to retire or not. I think there must be some confusion, and Prasad has cleared that confusion. Not only Rishabh Pant, he has brought in Sanju Samson
as well.
And this is the last press conference. Obviously, as a chairman, he may be elected or elected, that is different.
Probably not.
Probably not. So as the last press conference, he made it very amply clear that they are moving ahead, and moving ahead with a full backing up Saurav Ganguly. Obviously, they must have talked to Saurav Ganguly, because Ganguly is very keen in these issues. Let me make very clear. Not Jai Shah. Saurav Ganguly, as far as selection is concerned, is very keen in this issue, and he must have given them a green signal. Okay, go ahead. Now let's forget the past. That old, if they want to play, let them prove themselves. He has to prove himself now. Remember this thing. It may hurt some people that how can a legend prove? He has proved. That is not a question now. Every day is a new day. So I think for Dhoni to come back will be very difficult. He has to displace first Rishabh Pant, then he has to displace Sanju Samson, then he has to establish himself. As you rightly said, 1 year, henceforth he will be 1 year older, less reflexes, slow motions. Already he is under the scanner. I think it is end of the day for Dhoni.
All right, it's the end of the day for Dhoni. Ratinder Singh Sodhi, what do you make of this situation that Dhoni might find himself in? Just the fact that a legend like MSD having to prove himself over again is something one would never imagine. We have seen a lot of Australian players, legends of Australian cricket like Damien Martin and Waugh brothers, retiring in the mid-30s of their age. They in fact saw that their potency to contribute to the game of cricket was deteriorating, and they put in their gloves. What should MSD do? Because there is a very thin line between retiring gracefully and gracefully being asked to retire.
Look, Vineet, if we split what MSK Prasad has said, he has categorically said that we should move on. And then in the last, he went on to say that you should understand our thought process. So lots of things have been cleared. There was a bit ambiguity that what selectors were thinking, but now it is not there, because MSK Prasad has told his mind, and he has been the chairman of selectors. And MS Dhoni, what he'll be thinking now, I think that would be very interesting. If he wanted to buy time, wanted to wait and come back rejuvenated, then that might not be the case, because selectors might not give him time at all now. So I'm sure some decision will come very soon. We might see him playing and being available for selection, or he might give retirement straight away. So let's see what days to come say.
All right, we are also joined by Virat Kohli's coach Rajkumar Sharma on the show. Mr. Sharma, thank you for being here. MSK Prasad has categorically said that it is time for Mahendra Singh Dhoni to decide what to do next. And definitely what he has to do next is got nothing to do with Indian cricket anymore. He also mentioned that he should concentrate on domestic cricket. Isn't that something which is also envisaged by Sourav Ganguly, who has just taken over as the president of the BCCI, and his job is basically, his priority is going to be to fix first-class cricket. In fact, can we put these two together somehow?
Well, if you talk about MSD, I think there is no point that nobody should ask him to prove himself. He has done so much for the country, and everybody knows about his role, what he has played for Indian cricket. He has been a legend throughout, and I think it should be left to him to decide that if he wants to play or not. I mean, because he has done so much for the country, and still we could see that he is brilliant behind the wickets. He has struggled a bit in batting. That's what we have seen. But in keeping, as we all know, he is still the best, in keeping. So I think if you ask MS Dhoni to go back to play local cricket, domestic cricket, and prove himself, I think that is not fair with such a legend.
Mr. Bedi, do you think it's going to be unfair on MS Dhoni to go back to domestic cricket?
Why? See, there is no such thing called legend. First of all, we have used this word legend. We have actually kept this word. Even Nehru, after the death of Gandhi, it is a very famous thing. Nehruji said that Gandhi during his living time became a near legend. Now here everybody scores four chokkas and 4 sixes and he's a legend. No, everybody is a legend then. And second thing, why not? Suppose if you have not played. See, there I disagree with Sharmaji with due respect. If you
so he should play domestic cricket?
No, why not? No, when you have made this is your plan, Sourav Ganguly, everybody has to play. There is no exception. And he has nothing to prove anything. Nobody is asking him to prove. Who is saying this? Anybody who is saying that he has to prove is a fool. He is not to prove. But the question he has to play that he is in form. See, after all, you have not played for last 6 months, and another 2 months you are not going to play. Now 8 months after that you can't come straight away in the cricket, first class cricket. It has nothing to do with prove. You are Dhoni. That is why they are saying that you play and come back. Nobody else would have been asked. So nobody is asking him. This is a wrong statement that you have to. He doesn't have to prove anything.
Correct.
But he has to play. See, after all, when you are driving a car, after 20 years, if you are start or 10 days you have to drive, you have to buy a new license. It is not that you don't know how to drive a car. Why you renew the license? The question here is when Saurav Ganguly has made it clear, has made it, and second, it will send a signal to everybody. Remember one thing.
Correct.
That everybody has to play domestic cricket.
Right.
Whether you are Virat Kohli, whether you are Dhoni, whether you are Rohit Sharma, whether you are X and Y, Z.
Right.
So to say that he's been asked to prove, it is wrong. He's not been asked to prove. He has to play to find a place in the squad. That is it. Nothing to do. That nobody is doubting his capabilities. First of all, this one should be made very clear. Nobody is challenging his caliber or doubting his ability. He is one of the best wicketkeepers.
Absolutely.
And no doubt about it.
He's one of the best
I think it will be a great...
it'll be a great help.
I'll be blasphemy if we talk about this in the pavilion, about this a great player. But he has to, now he has to play again. That's it.
Right.
Domestic cricket. That's it.
Absolutely. Ratinder Singh Sodhi, what do you make of the fact that MSD has been very, choosy about what tournaments he's going to play? In fact, just the fact that he is MSD, he gets to have some leeway because he's done so much for Indian cricket. But when he's on this cusp, when he's on, in the twilight of his career, don't you think that playing for domestic cricket could help Dhoni as well? And also greatly, and in a much larger context, help domestic cricket, which is struggling?
Look, it is very difficult to say that what MSK means that he should go back to domestic cricket. He might be saying that he has to go back and get few runs, or he might be saying just play a game or two, get in touch and come back into the Indian team. But looking at the scenario, the more days will pass or the more time MS Dhoni takes, it might be difficult because you have Rishabh Pant, you have Samson coming in. So there might be an established wicketkeeper in the side in few days from now. So MS Dhoni has to come with a decision now, and that has to come very soon because this statement, what MSK has come up with, it can have lots of meanings.
Right, Mr. Rajkumar, there is also this theory that Rishabh Pant has not been able to perform well because there is always the option of bringing back MSD. And the kind of performances that we have seen from Rishabh Pant, they have also invited a lot of wrath from the coach Ravi Shastri. The captain has also pulled him up. So this is perhaps also a directive for the team, to get their act together and lift off all pressure from Rishabh Pant, who's perhaps looking to be around in the team for the next 5-6 years.
Well, everybody has seen that Rishabh Pant is an exceptional talent, undoubtedly, but he has not been consistent, and he got out playing some very, uncricketing shots which he should have avoided. But if you say that if you talk about keeping part, then I think MSD is still better than him in wicket keeping, and what he has done in the past, winning so many matches for India, though he has been struggling a bit in batting. But I still feel that he has got a lot of cricket in him, and his presence means a lot to the team as well as in the dressing room. So I think if he decides, as Ricky said, I'm totally with him that he should decide it as early as possible, because if it gets too late, then it would be difficult for him to make a comeback. But I think he's a sort of person who will make his decision very soon.
All right, we are also joined by Ninad Seth in the studio. Ninad, we are talking about MSD and the fact that, there is a lot of pressure on him to retire. MSK Prasad categorically, very vividly saying that we are looking beyond Dhoni, and Rishabh Pant and Sanju Samson are going to be our man. We all know how Australian cricketers have retired in the past. They have been in the prime of their form. They have struck a century, and the next day they have in fact announced their retirement. But MSD is perhaps still waiting for the opportune time. Will it be too late by the time he decides? Because his reputation, his image, not of a legend but somebody who's done greatly for cricket, might just erode if he waits too long.
Sure, I think we may have seen not one but two side exits that day in the match against New Zealand. It appears to me that that international career that day when may have been perhaps, if the indications are what they seem to be, his last match. I mean, look, let's be honest about this. Life has to move on. Especially as has been pointed out on your show as well, that this is a cruel game when it comes to things like this. I honestly believe that he has a window of opportunity still in him because of the inconsistencies and the limited bench strength of our wicket-keeping prowess. So maybe if those guys who have been selected don't do well, maybe there is the possibility of his coming back. But that is
that the kind of treatment a legend? Well, is that the kind of treatment MSD would deserve?
No,
what treatment?
certainly.
Can't he? He can't be like a backup, right?
Certainly.
Will that augur well?
I personally believe that
No, just a point of argument.
No, the ball has just passed him by. He should have played it earlier. He should have played it earlier.
It beat him.
The ball, yes, the ball has beat him.
Once you are in dressing room, remember this. He's 38. Other people are 26, 25.
22. Rishabh Pant is 22.
Yeah. And remember, this happened with Sachin Tendulkar also. People used to say that his presence is boosting the morale. No, his presence was creating problem for the youngsters. There is a huge gap of age. Age gap is different. And that fellow, Tendulkar, in any case, a legend, and other people were scared of him.
Right.
And then there was, remember, total confusion in the dressing room because he was such a big player. Age gap also. Now, what to talk, what not to talk in his presence. Same is the case with Dhoni, with whom he is going to yell now in the dressing room. It has nothing to do with legend or greatness or something. And second, when you are bringing Australia, that they retire, there is not much money, that much money in Australia, in India. Remember this. If you go, they do not even ask second time. There is no emotional farewell. There is no crying. There is no
Just one
meeting.
point I would like to make. I am not sure what the contractual details are, but maybe the multi-million-dollar contractual details say that you will not retire. Maybe they say that. Maybe therefore our greats probably don't retire.
Will he
on
still
their own.
continue to play for Chennai? Well, that is also something that's going to be interesting to see. But in the middle of all of this, we have some breaking news which is pouring in. In fact, a BJP Rajya Sabha member, Subramaniam Swamy, has tweeted about MS Dhoni's future as well. Seems like the entire world wants to know what Dhoni is going to do. He says Dhoni's treatment is a sign of jealousy. The treatment of MS Dhoni is reflective of the ingrained jealousy of Indians. Ungrateful wretches is what Mr. Subramaniam Swamy has said. While seems to be that Mr. Bedi is a big fan of
That's a
MS.
short
No,
one.
he just wants to be in the news. But see, this
That's
is
a
question
short
is
ball.
now because Subramanian Swamy said doesn't mean it is a gospel truth.
Right.
What is ungratefulness? No, so he wants to have a debate. Now, if you want to have a debate, you are in the news. If you are not in the front page, you should be in the back page. But you be in the news. This is a problem. The politicians, they want to be in the news. Ungrateful. What is ungrateful? He has played 15 years.
Well, he just seems to be an innocuous fan.
No,
That's
not
all he
only,
seems
it
to
is
be.
not innocuous. Now you are how many fans you discuss otherwise?
Okay,
You
let's
are
also
discussing
let's
Subramanian
also
Swamy.
let's
You
also
are
get a
the
reaction.
number.
Let's also get a reaction from Ratinder Singh Sodhi on this. Ricky, very interesting. Subramaniam Swamy is saying that the way MSD is being treated is reflective of jealousy of the Indians.
What is jealous?
What do you make of that? We love him. And the last time I checked, I was an Indian.
Look, yeah, we love him. Everybody love him. And you know what Mr. Bedi is saying. I am a huge fan of Mr. Bedi. I think he has been an avid reader of this great game.
We all are.
But here I have a different opinion. That what he said, that it's not really important to say MS Dhoni a legend, but somebody who has won 2 World Cups. Best finisher of the game for years together, a true match winner. So we can call him a legend. I think
you're saying that he can be called a legend.
Pivotal factor
No, you
to
can't
change
call him.
the
It is my
fate
view,
of Indian
not yours.
cricket. And
Okay, go on, Ricky. Finish your thought.
yeah, but please, once Bedi Saab call him a legend on the show, it would be great for the people of India.
Could be his birthday gift.
Yeah.
Of
All right,
course he's a legend.
Mr. Sharma,
He's
what do you
beyond a
make?
legend.
What do you
Once,
make
once.
of Mr. Subramaniam Swamy's tweet? He's saying that the way he's being treated right now is not something which is very appreciable, and it also talks about jealousy towards Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
I won't comment on that, but yes, nobody is jealous of MS Dhoni. All Indians love him. He has got huge fan following. And the controversy between Sodhi and Mr. Bedi, the legend word I started, and I still stick to it, that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a legend. He has done so much for the country, and he has won so many tournaments, and he has been a match winner, a true leader for India for so long. So I think that the word legend suits him.
Right, the word legend suits him, and
I agree with
and
you. I
in fact,
agree, I withdraw my statement, and he remains a legend. No problem, no issue.
But Ninad, it cannot be a debate that he's a legend or not. But the fact that his contribution to the game perhaps has to match the treatment that should be meted out to him during this twilight phase, during this cusp phase where he's, perhaps in cricket or he's out of cricket.
We go a little bit out of the statistics and the match winning and all that, and we go to the culture of the game and the fan following that this game has.
Well, the culture of cricket in India has been very unforgiving to a lot of legends.
That's right. So
how can you protect MSD from facing the same fate?
That is something MS Dhoni is well aware of, and I think it is in many ways.
But shouldn't he retire on his own if he's aware of it?
It is a little sad that he didn't do it earlier. The World Cup, the greatest stage, you have given it so much, you did a good job, came to the semi-finals. I would have thought that he would have said, all right then, I hang up my boots.
Okay.
I mean, this was the grand theatre, this was the grand stage where he could have done it. And I guess, I think he made an error of judgment there.
Okay, time for some gospel truth. We are about to end our show, and the gospel truth on this show always comes from Mr. Bedi.
So the stage is yours. Maradona was appointed coach of Argentina. Maradona was a man who was loved by everybody, like Dhoni. The day Argentina lost, people were waiting on the streets. If this fellow comes, Maradona will thrash him. Maradona did not go back to Argentina straight away. Remember that. He did not go. Maradona was demigod for Argentina. So people are very unforgiving as far as you are playing well, you play well. And Dhoni has been given long rope. He was a captain who led India to 13 successive defeats, but he remained a captain. Anybody challenging, he was thrown. Ask Mahendra Amarnath. He just said, let us have a change, and he was thrown in dustbin of history. Have you ever heard about Mahendra Amarnath after that? You still discuss Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and nobody can doubt the way Mahendra batted. So that's it.
All right. Okay. Seems like there's also appreciation for Dhoni, but there is also, like they say in English, an axe to grind when it comes
I don't have an axe to grind. No, don't bring that issue.
Okay. On that axey note, we'll in fact end the show. Ninad, Mr. Bedi, Rajkumar Sharma, Rutinder, I'm so sorry. We'll take up your point tomorrow. That's all we have on SportsX right now. Thank you for watching.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.